Welcome back, Mr. J family. It is me, Mr. J, with the Mr. J Show. This is going to be quick. So, you see right here, this is a collaboration with my brother. He wants to make his own channel, but I'm going to post the first idea we had for it on my channel. So yeah, if you're into like creepy stories and stuff like that, this is the video for you. Thank you for checking it out and let me know what you guys think. Okay, bye.
Greetings and salutations to my fellow night owls and insomniacs. Today, we'll be delving into the dark and mysterious world of the Russian sleep experiment. This story will make your hair stand on end and your blood run cold. So grab a cup of coffee or a stiff drink and let's dive in. The legend of the Russian sleep experiment has been circulating for decades. But what is it exactly? Well, it's a creepy tale that allegedly took place during the Cold War era when the Soviet Union was in the midst of a scientific race to create the perfect soldier. Apparently, they thought depriving soldiers of sleep for days on end would be a good way to make them superhuman. I guess they missed the memo on how important sleep is for our bodies and minds. So, the Soviet scientists decided to conduct an experiment on 5 unlucky prisoners that were locked in a sealed chamber and exposed to an experimental gas that was supposed to have kept them awake for extended periods of time. The scientists monitored their subjects, expecting them to exhibit signs of sleep deprivation, but hoping for something more. Well, they got more, all right. After a few days, the prisoners started to lose their minds. They became paranoid, delusional, and violent. They reportedly clawed at the walls, tore their mattresses apart, and screamed incoherently. And that's not even the worst part. Some of the prisoners began to eat their own flesh in a desperate attempt to stave off hunger. Yeah, you heard that right. They were so far gone that they decided to start utilizing cannibalism themselves. Talk about a horror story. When the researchers finally opened the chamber, they found only one of the prisoners left alive. But that wasn't the happy ending they were looking for. The survivor was in a complete state of utter madness. He had become an animal, a monster that had to be put down like a rabid dog. And if you're thinking, hey, that's just an urban legend, there's no way that happened, well, you're probably right, because there's no concrete evidence that the Russian sleep experiment actually took place. But that doesn't mean that we all can't have a little fun exploring the possibilities. Whether the Russian sleep experiment actually happened or not, the psychology of sleep deprivation is a fascinating and terrifying subject. Studies have shown that prolonged sleep deprivation can lead to hallucinations, paranoia, and other mental health issues. So even if this is just a myth, it taps into our deepest fears about what can happen when we're deprived of sleep. The Russian sleep experiment has been a cultural phenomenon. It has inspired countless horror movies, books, and TV shows. It's become a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked scientific research and the importance of ethical standards and experimentation. And let's be real, it's also just a really creepy and fun story to talk about. But let's not get too carried away with the horror story. There are many reasons to believe that the Russian sleep experiment never actually happened. For starters, there's no official records or documents to look back up on the claims. It's possible that the story was just made up as a way to scare people, or maybe it was a case of a Russian version of April Fool's prank gone wrong. We'll never know for sure. So what's the truth? Well, the truth is that we'll probably never know the full truth about the Russian sleep experiment. However, What we could take away from this story is the importance of treating human subjects with respect and dignity in any research. We must ensure that ethical standards are in place to protect the safety and the well-being of its participants. And let's not forget the power of a good horror story. The Russian sleep experiment has captured our imaginations and a part of our cultural lore. Whether it's true or not, it's a tale that will continue to haunt us for generations to come. Now let's talk about something a little less terrifying, shall we? Sleep. We all need it, but how many of us actually get enough of it? According to the National Sleep Foundation, adults need between 7 and 9 hours of sleep per night. But most of us fall short of that recommendation. And it's not just a matter of feeling groggy in the morning. Lack of sleep can have a serious consequence for our physical and mental health. Sleep deprivation has been linked to a range of health problems from obesity and diabetes to depression and anxiety. It can also impair our cognitive abilities, making it difficult to concentrate and remember things. So if you are someone who likes to brag about how little sleep you need, well, you might want to rethink that strategy. If you're having trouble sleeping, don't worry. You're not alone. There are plenty of tips and tricks to help you get the rest you need. Here are just a few. Number 1, stick to a sleep schedule. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Number 2, create a relaxing sleep environment. Make sure your bedroom is cool, dark, and quiet. Invest in a comfortable mattress and pillows. Number 3, limit screen time. The blue light emanated from electronic devices can disrupt our sleeping patterns, so try to avoid using them for at least an hour before bed. Number 4, wind down before bed. Take a warm bath, read a book, or listen to a calming music track to help your mind and your body relax. 5, avoid caffeine, alcohol, and nicotine. These substances can interfere with our sleep, so it's best to avoid them altogether or limit their consumption. Of course, even with the best of sleeping habits, nightmares and sleep paralysis can still rear their ugly heads. So if you've ever experienced either of these things, you know how terrifying they can be. But what causes them? Nightmares are vivid, often disturbing dreams that can leave us feeling shaken and anxious. They can be caused by a variety of factors, including stress, anxiety, and even certain medications. Sleep paralysis, on the other hand, is a condition where you're unable to move your body or speak while falling asleep or waking up. It can be caused by disrupted sleep patterns, narcolepsy, or even genetics. But both nightmares and sleep paralysis can be scary, but they're usually not a cause for concern. If you're experiencing either of these frequently, it's worth talking to your doctor to rule out any underlying medical conditions. So, my fellow night owls, insomniacs, people bored at work, or people at home with nothing better to do than watch YouTube videos, that is a story of the Russian sleep experiment. Whether it's fact or fiction, it's a tale that will send shivers down your spine. But let's not forget the real lesson here. Sleep is important. We need it to function properly and stay healthy. So the next time you're feeling tired and tempted to stay up all night, remember the fate of those poor prisoners and get some rest. And with that, I bid you good night, sweet dreams. Don't let the bedbugs bite. Well, unless you're into that sort of thing. No judgment here. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoy our video, please hit the like and the subscribe button. Once again, thank you for watching.